All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone. Goal!
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio. It's Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. OTB, hour number 3.
Number 3 already?
Already. Look at that. Time flies when you're having fun. Talking ball.
This has been a fun show. Every day's fun.
I was about to say
this day in particular.
You said it like it doesn't happen all
Roger
the time.
said it first hour.
Yeah.
Good energy.
Hey, good
Great energy
here.
today.
Really good.
Great energy.
So how about this? This feels like a very OTB article ESPN put out.
Okay.
The anticipated arch villains for every top 25 college football team.
Oh, yes, I love this.
Yes. And so it's every – so they make their way too early top 25.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what they're going off of.
Scrubber
so with
swag.
those 25
Scrubber
teams, they put them together and they gave them – each team has who could be their like just nemesis, like the villain to what they want to get done. So I'll give you an example here. Number 1 team in the country, Penn State, Ryan Day. Makes a lot of sense. Penn State's won a lot of games. They can't beat Ohio State. They can't win the big one. So it could be Ryan Day. I'll give you an example for number 2, the Clemson Tigers. Lenore Sellers went off on them last year. I mean, he kind of won the game by himself. I mean, he took the game over. K. Klubnik, Clemson could do nothing. So that's who it is for Clemson. For Texas, it's Oklahoma. For Georgia, it's Alabama. For Ohio State, you might want to take a guess.
Who
It's
the arch
Michigan.
nemesis is?
It's Michigan, but it's Sherrod Moore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the one person that can really mess things up, because Michigan certainly has over the last couple of years, although Ohio State won a national title, they couldn't beat Michigan. Then we get to number 6. I don't think anybody's going to get this one for LSU, but anybody want to take a guess?
LSU.
Remember, it can be like a coach, a person, a thing, like it can be almost anything. Like what their nemesis is going to be in
Marcel Reed.
2025. It was last year. God, tackle that guy.
I got to guess.
Mhm.
Season opener.
That
Brian Kelly.
it's not it, but that's really good.
Should be that
Your
one.
brain's working today.
I know.
No,
I'm
that
on
should
fire.
be the answer. I'll go a little outside the box, and you said we probably wouldn't get it. I'll go Oklahoma. Last game of the year.
The arch villain for the LSU Tigers
Playoff
in 2025, daytime home games.
I mean, yes.
It says
I mean, we did
LSU
complain
fans have
about
been
it
known
a
to
lot.
curse
Yeah.
day games, especially in the sweltering September heat.
Yeah.
It's at night when Tiger Stadium and typically LSU's football team shines. In 2025, the only SEC home game that LSU will definitely play at night is the league opener against Florida on September the 13th. Home games against South Carolina and Texas A&M fall into the flex window, meaning they could start as early as 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 local time, or as late as 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. local. Since 2000, LSU is 112-15 in Saturday night home games at Tiger Stadium. Brian Kelly has faced just 2 nationally ranked SEC opponents in day games at Tiger Stadium and is 1-1 in those games. I know the loss was Tennessee. Who was the win?
Texas A&M 2 years ago.
Jaden's last game?
Jaden's last regular season game. I remember because I was driving home from Texas, and we woke up early as hell, and we're listening
So that
to
could, it says for LSU, not a player, not a coach, not a program, daytime home games could be the villain for LSU's story.
That's creative.
If you go back like the last 10 to 15 years, LSU's really good at 11 a.m. at home, record-wise.
Because usually you're not playing very good teams.
There's
Typically,
that.
that's why it's at
I remember
11.
that Georgia game, 2018?
18. That was
so
Yeah.
fun.
That was like first
Yeah.
marquee
the
win.
Auburn game in 2017.
Yeah.
You were
That
down,
might be my favorite. It's top 3 favorite non-playing at LSU moment.
Oh, it's great. You're
20
down
we had-
20 to nothing.
Yeah, we had
right?
our 10-year reunion as well, so we were all there. It was hot as the devil's lair. I was sitting like up. It was the time when you can, I forget what it was, Skyline or something. It was the only place that served alcohol at the time. So we sat up there. We're enjoying ourselves. I wasn't working the game. And I remember watching DJ Chark, his punt return, come together before it happened because it's like we were watching the end zone copy of film from where we were sitting. It was like one of those you start hitting the people next to you because you see it happening. You can't really get a word out. It's just like you're so excited. And then they come back. I mean, you hit Stephon Sullivan on like
the
a jet sweep.
actually worked.
Sullivan
Bro,
jet
Stephon
sweep.
Sullivan.
The one time the jet sweep
Russell,
actually worked.
Russell Gage had
a
the
big
diving
game.
catch. Yeah.
And it was our 10-year 07 reunion.
Dude,
Man,
That was our
listening to
reunion
you.
game.
Did it at halftime. I think we were captains for that, right?
Yeah, it was.
Me, you,
we
and
were
Glenn, yeah.
captains. My wife was 9 months pregnant.
Oof.
In that stadium, it was so cold.
Oof.
So cold.
That sounds
I had to have, like,
not fun.
Yeah, it was one of those situations you didn't know it might have happened.
Yeah, it'd have been a good story.
That would have been crazy.
I had to get, you get it. Sometimes you get, if you don't want to go do the parking thing, you get someone to like an Uber or
Yeah.
a black car or something like.
Yeah.
Get someone to drive you to the game or pick you up. I had to get one just to like be on standby. Just like if I had to buzz out of there.
Right.
Quick, I didn't want to have to walk with my 9-month pregnant wife to
While her
lot
water is, like,
115 or whatever.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you had to walk to like a far ass parking lot?
Right? Could you imagine though having your baby in Tiger Stadium?
That would
That'd be
be-
pretty bad.
That would have been awesome. You would have to name your kid Tiger.
There's so
Are you, like, on
yeah.
the field,
Yeah.
just lift up the baby.
like Simba. There's there's a lot of medical personnel there. Like,
True.
they'd
That's
figure
true.
it out.
It would be
There's
a
doctors.
It wouldn't be
there's,
the worst place.
EMT. Like they got everything there.
Yeah,
Like,
the
I feel
training room's actually pretty
Feels like
clean.
a missed opportunity.
It's actually
Looking back on it.
I know.
I'll go my favorite though. My favorite LSU football moment where I wasn't a player, 2019 Florida. That was incredible.
That's kind of the game you kind of knew LSU was going to do it.
Yeah.
After they win that game, Florida was incredible. They come back. They win by 2 touchdowns. That's kind of the game you could feel it, at least for me.
LSU fans doing the Gator chomp.
I loved that.
That's good. My top 3 as a non-player would be 17 Auburn.
Yep.
This past year, Ole Miss.
That was good. Very good.
And then Bama was 22. I can't remember. It was 22.
Oh, that was good too. Wow, yeah.
The last 2, so Bama
Me
and
and my
Ole
oldest son watched
Miss,
that one together.
the whole fam was there. And I remember my kids, we were at the Bama game. My little girl, my second born, she was 3 or 4, and dead asleep in the end of the fourth quarter. And in overtime, dead asleep. Never woke up, and that place erupted. And we were sitting in the bowl. Like, we weren't inside or anything. We were sitting in the middle, in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Loud. And I was like, wow, this girl has my genes.
Yeah.
She can sleep through anything.
Right. Yeah.
That was so funny. Just knocked out.
Knocked out.
Yeah, that's some good ones. That's a good call. Florida in 2023, where Jaden took the game over.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, the 51-yarder, the 70-yarder.
85-yarder.
85, yeah.
Whatever it was. Hey, watch this. He's
Dog.
going to go outrun all the Florida Gators.
Dog.
And that was kind of the
Swag.
that was kind of
Yeah.
the
He
where
is
Jaden took the lead in the Heisman. Like that was
Oh, for
that
sure.
game.
I don't know why I might keep coming back to Florida. I don't know what that is.
I don't know,
about.
it's weird. It's like something. There's just good games. Hey, quick update. Seeing squirrels.
Yeah.
Tour de France.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Here we go.
What's going on?
All right, stage 6 right now. So
Yeah.
Tade back in his comfortable color. Tade's back in the yellow.
Okay.
Okay. After the time trials yesterday, when Remco Evenepoel, the world champion, he won the time trial.
Remco
got it.
Evenepoel.
Yeah, come on, get it right.
You don't know him?
Oh, but all right, stage 6 today.
I guess I don't know ball.
Guess what? We should all be cheering right now because there is a man named Quinn Simmons.
He's
are
gotta be
huge
American,
He is a
Quinn
man,
Sim-
and he is an American.
Yeah.
Okay? He's not an American can't. He's an American can. Because there is a leader, there's a breakaway group right now that has been riding all day. They broke away early. There's 8 riders leading the pack. The peloton, almost 4 minutes behind them. with
Oh, hell
29
yeah.
miles left. So if that peloton wants to catch them, which I don't know if they will, because usually a lot of people in the breakaway are not like real threats to the GC guys, the leaders. If they want to catch them, they might be able to, depending on how strong. But eight people in this breakaway is a pretty good-sized group. It's better than having like 2 or 3 because they can all take their turns at the front and then getting drafted so they can all save their energy. Let's hope this breakaway stays away. This will be the first breakaway to make it this year in the Tour. And this man is a legend. Quinn Simmons.
Gotta love him.
He's got a mullet. He's
Manchu.
got a Fu Manchu. I'm reading an article here that says that as bikers, because why Americans aren't into it, because they're not entertainers enough. So this guy, he's bringing that entertainment to cycling. I don't know if he's the best American. I don't know. But he's wearing the stars and stripes on his uniform. Not many people do that. Look at that man.
Look at this
That
one here
beautiful
with him,
ginger
with him
beard,
open.
a beautiful ginger mullet, and he's in the breakaway. So we're going to be cheering him on. 28.9 miles away, almost 4 minutes ahead of the peloton. Let's go.
Look at this pic.
I will say, Jake, like if we had to pull for
Look at this guy.
if we had to pull for
Look
a
at this guy.
cyclist, this guy's him.
This is him. He is him. He is swag.
Swag.
So Quinn Simmons,
Tade.
Jeff Levy.
Scrub. In my
watch
opinion.
your mouth.
He's
don't know
swag.
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
I don't know what intrigues me more. Flynn's relentless effort to get Tour de France talking and the fact that like Alondra's getting into it. I don't know which one.
There we go.
I don't know which one
Let's
intrigues
go,
me more.
Is that what
Alondra.
you're watching right now?
Yeah, bro.
I'm a curious person.
When did this start for you? Okay, because I can't imagine that the Tour was real big in Tyler, Texas.
No, okay. So when my wife and I started dating, her dad was into it.
Okay.
They had been to France a couple times. I think they took a trip to go watch a couple of the stages. I don't know. He liked to cycle. And so I was like, I was kind of like you. I was like, I'm too gritty for this. This is dumb.
Yeah.
But I would watch it. I would sit there and watch it with them. And then I was like, wait, what are they doing right there? And he'd tell me a little bit of the strategy.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, started getting locked in. Then Lance came back a couple of years after I started
did he?
watching it. And so that was like must-watch TV. You're sitting there cheering USA.
How did he do when he came back?
Not great.
Okay.
Not great.
Because he wasn't on steroids.
Well, okay, everybody was doing it. All right.
Yeah, no, it's like the
Everybody's
MLB.
doing Yeah,
I think that MLB should let people start doing steroids again.
we agree.
I think our
Because-
military members should do steroids. Think about how badass they would be.
What is this, Captain
Even
America?
more so. Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
Super serum?
Yeah,
That'd be
True.
a lot.
true.
What if we just had a professional baseball league where they could juice and use metal bats?
We've talked about this.
I would
I'm
pay a
locked in.
lot of money to watch that. It would do infinitely better than the MLB in its
I
current state.
would watch that way over
Everybody-
those weak people play with wooden bats.
Everybody but Hunt Palmer would be about that. Hunt would say it's destroying the major leagues. Everybody else would be all about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it made the MLB was at its peak when
Right.
people were doing steroids. So no, I don't think it would mess with MLB.
It would definitely be the Abu Dhabi people that would start that league for sure.
Can you
Saudis.
can you imagine 1991 Jose Canseco with a metal bat?
That would be insane. Like, talk about nukes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be a pitcher in that league.
No, you'd have to wear like
You would
be
have
the-
to be
the
Paul
mask.
Skeens.
There'd be one.
Yeah.
You'd put the over under at 0.5 on how many pitchers die a season. Just get hit in the
Die.
face. Dead.
Keep a count.
How about Tay saying the military should be juiced?
Bro, think about it though.
Bro,
You
they
have
might
an
be. Don't tell our secrets to
you have
China.
you have an entire platoon, okay, of like the Marines, the frontline guys. They go in, and when their weapons are done, they'll beat your ass because they're jacked up on steroids. Like that seems awesome.
There's
Marines
pretty-
don't
some-
need steroids.
No, they don't.
They don't
Shout
need
out. There's some pretty big side effects from steroids as well. You know.
Yeah. Like,
Makes you.
Chill.
never mind.
Chill.
It
We're
is
not worried
nine-
about that part, but like, okay, you have aggression. Kind of want that.
Again,
Okay.
Marines don't need them. Maybe the rest.
Everybody could use more, guys. Everybody.
I think there's safer things to do out there. There's
Speaking-
safer PEDs than just like, taking wind straw in the butt.
Wind straw. I hadn't heard that in so long. Oh. All right.
Good,
Well,
good, clean fun.
on
Also,
that
maybe like another bad side effect of steroids is like murdering your entire family and
Ooh,
killing yourself.
the M
Did
word.
you just go Chris Benoit?
Yeah.
Shoo.
Crisp.
Hour 3, pretty dark. Here on Off the Bench.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna
I
do
don't
it.
think so.
I was gonna do a read here, but I think we'll wait. I don't know if they want that. I can't believe you're honestly watching.
I've watched it every day this week.
True.
And on Thursdays when you can't believe it.
I don't
This
know.
is good stuff.
I mean, but like you had this
I'm not
giant
gonna lie.
iPad.
It's a little intriguing.
It is so intriguing.
I'm not even like hate. I'm really not hating on it, but it's just like I've never found
You're
my
not?
way to cycling before. It's just not
No, me
something
either
that's
until now.
ever.
Well, in all fairness, I don't watch any other people on bikes ride throughout the year.
So this
but
is it.
This is the one that intrigues me.
What's the other big tours? Do we know?
They got the Tour d'Italia.
Okay, it makes sense. Do we have one in the USA?
That'd be
I mean,
a
there's
lot
definitely
of miles that you're.
I don't know if it's a Grand Tour or whatever. I don't know. I don't think the top dogs from Europe come to America.
Oh wow, so we're kind of AAA.
Kinda.
But for a long time, we dominated.
One guy.
Yeah, but he
That's
dominated.
why it was so awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're looking. That's why I brought up the American. It's in the breakaway. Like for an American to win a stage is a big deal for
Let's go.
America.
Let's go, Quinn.
Let's go. Do it for your country.
We almost didn't Mateo almost win on
Mateo,
Tuesday?
yeah, he was up there. Mateo's one of the top riders, but
Yeah.
he is on one of the top teams
Mm.
as one of the guys that is like, basically a lead blocker
Yeah.
for Jonas.
All right, let's take a break. More OTB when we come back here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
Well, if you're sitting there watching the tour and you got your feet kicked up, you can enjoy it with an ice cold Dos Equis. You can go for Dos while you're watching it. I would probably need to go for Dos while watching that, but you can enjoy it as well. It is never a bad time to grab an ice cold Dos Equis. Now is actually the perfect time. Beach beer, pool beer, lake beer, everything is better with a Dos Equis in your hand. So go ahead, grab one today, drink responsibly, and go for Dos.
We're just talking about PEDs, things that make you good at, normal sports, football, basketball. But like, you ever had a couple beers, like a PED for pool table, dartboard, bar games, anything like that? If you're going to do that, Dos Equis is your call. Go for Dos. Get that beautiful Mexican lager, the amber, whatever it is. Cut you some cold limes. Go for Dos. Get to your store. Get to the gas station, the grocery store, wherever you go, wherever you shop. Pick it up for the weekend. Go for Dos.
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
All right, welcome back in. It is OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Before we get to our guy, Chef Michael Johnson, I want to tell you about Russell Pool Company. RussellPools.com is the website. When you go to the website, always remember they are your one-stop shop when it comes to construction, maintenance, retail. They've got you covered. Always encourage you, go to the website, check out the gallery of work, what they can build for you. Again, if the Tigers trust them, we trust them. You always can trust them. RussellPools.com.
Yeah, when you think of great pools, luxury pools, quality pools, for a long time, it's been Russell Pool Company here in Baton Rouge. Go see them, call them, get in contact with them. They can turn your dream into reality, completely turnkey with 2 landscape architects on staff. So from design to build to maintenance, whatever it is, give them a call today. Visit them at russellpools.com.
All right, it is now time for a little Munchies.
Get ready to tantalize your taste buds and leave this segment hungry. This is Munchies with Executive Chef Michael Johnson.
Let's eat.
All right, Chef, what's going on? How we doing this week?
Well, good. How was y'all's 4th?
It was great. It was good, celebrated like any good red-blooded American
Illegally shot fireworks.
Illegally shot fireworks because you can't do them in EBR, but we did that. Had some hamburgers, homemade hamburgers, which is always my favorite. So it was good. What about you?
I am a world-class floater, so I floated in Toledo Bend for quite a bit this weekend.
Award-winning.
Oh, well done. Well done.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
I got a question. So when you do like a trip like that, when it's relaxed time, does somebody cook for you?
Like when we go to Toledo Bend, my buddy Parker's daddy, he cooks quite a bit, but we kind of share the effort because a lot of the family shows up, and usually, like Parker and I will cook, and then his daddy will cook, and then we'll cook, and so we take turns because there's always a lot of kids and there's always family, and so instead of it being solely the chef's responsibility, his dad likes to cook, so. We sit around and drink beer and talk about cooking on the back porch quite a bit. Yeah,
so. I could see that going like two ways. Like you either I don't want to do it. Y'all do it for me. I do this for a living. Or you're just like looking over the shoulder of everybody like, nope, that's not right.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Yep.
I have this expression that it's the shoemaker's kids have no shoes, right? So, it's kind of funny because, I'll go to my brother's camp with him, and he kind of expects me to do the cooking while we're there because I'm the chef, and I kind of put it into back at him one day. It's like, you're a landscaper. Do you come down here to landscape on your vacation? Well, no,
Right.
That's crazy. I was like, okay then. Yeah, so it's kind of by choice. I definitely enjoy cooking, especially for family and loved ones and such. But when it comes with expectations, I kind of have this like natural rebellion to me that's like, I'm probably just going to sit in the chair and drink a beer and enjoy my day.
All right, here we go. Hashtag Munchies. Do I store my tomatoes in the fruit drawer or the vegetable drawer? I know it's a fruit, but I feel like it's more of a vegetable.
Yeah. So here's the thing about tomatoes. It's regardless of whether it's a fruit or a vegetable, it's an ethylene gas producer, and so you want to store them with other ethylene gas producers, and or a lot of people, like if it's a really good tomato, you don't want to put it in your refrigerator at all. You want to keep it out on the tabletop so that the ethylene gas escapes into the room versus into a small storage area. So when we talk about ethylene gas, that as a fruit from a tree falls to the ground, it's actually starting to go into its decomposition process, and it releases ethylene gas, and that ethylene matures. It starts releasing while it's on the tree to some degree, or the plant, or whatever. But that ethylene gas, if you put tomatoes near your leafy greens, it's going to turn your leafy greens brown. If you put it, there are ethylene gas susceptible products, fruits and vegetables, and then there are ethylene gas high producers. So you want to pay attention to that. Like potatoes, for instance, onions produce a lot of ethylene gas. So you don't want to put your onions and your potatoes together because it will prematurely age them and make them sprout. Tomatoes, the same thing. So you need to pay attention to what you're putting your tomatoes with. It's not as important like which drawer necessarily.
Yeah.
I think, like if you have, I think the idea there is if you have fruit, you slide it open so that the ethylene gas can escape. If you have that little slide for the drawer, that allows the gas to escape. And like my refrigerator has a carbon filter on it that the carbon filter will absorb the ethylene gas so that it doesn't harm anything else. And then stuff that is not stuff that is ethylene gas susceptible, you want to keep the drawer shut with the thing closed so that it's not having gas have access to it.
Chef, this word gets thrown out a lot, but I'm going to use it here. That is why you're the absolute GOAT, because that was a throwaway funny question somebody asked in the chat. And you just gave us like the most educational answer
I've ever
on
heard.
food storage and the most like realistic, practical thing that I think we all just learned a lot from. So that is why, like, I don't use that word lightly. You're the GOAT for sure.
I appreciate that.
Let me ask you this. This is a question from me because I get frustrated with this all the time. So we're a big ranch dressing family.
Okay.
And you go to a restaurant, there's so many restaurants that have just the greatest, most delicious ranch dressing, but you cannot find good bottled. And I know there's like preservatives and there's things you got to do to make shelf-stable ranch. But I would think food tech these days, they could figure this out. Like, why is restaurant ranch dressing so much better in a different league than what you can buy at a grocery store?
Well, they're making it on a constant basis. They're making it fresh on a constant basis. Like, I mean, if you consider how much ranch, here comes the train. I'm so sorry, guys. If you consider that they make ranch dressing on almost a daily basis, they're putting fresh ingredients into it every day. When it comes to the, I'm trying to run from this train.
Can we get some video of this?
when they when they put it on the shelf to make shelf stable, they have to put all that stuff in there. It is going to alter the freshness. Plus, we don't know how long it'll tell you the use by date, but it doesn't tell you what the born on date was, right? So, that stuff could sit on the shelf for 6 months before you put it into your body. Also, unless it's refrigerated, like most restaurants are using buttermilk in their ranch if they want a quality, and that's not going to be shelf stable, right? The stuff that they're putting on the shelf is probably using a dehydrated milk product or something of that nature, and stabilizers and preservatives, whereas restaurants are going to put mayonnaise, which tastes good, isn't necessarily great for you, but it tastes good. They're going to use buttermilk, which, that's beautiful for certain things. And then, like the ranch packets. And so, I mean, I think it really is about the freshness of it, to be honest with you.
Hashtag Munchies, teak or walnut for cooking utensils?
Oh, that's a good question, man. I think both of them are good in their own design. So, I think for me, they're both high quality products. Teak is kind of teak is Amazonian wood, and it's overseas, and they're starting to see kind of a decline in the amount of teak trees. And so, I know the walnut trees are more available, they're more local, and so I try to buy local first. And it's just a personal preference. That's the sustainable person in me that teak is beautiful, it works really well, but walnut serves its purpose. And honestly, if I had the option of any of the woods, I would probably go with an olive wood because it's super dense. The trees grow slow. It's not sustainable, not necessarily, but the wood is beautiful and it's really hard, and it'll last a good long time.
Hashtag Munchies. I love a good basic chicken or turkey sandwich, but since prepackaged deli meat is kind of bad for you, where's a good place to source sandwich meat to make a quick sandwich?
They don't really have delis around anymore, so you just have to kind of do your diligence on where you're getting your stuff from. I know that I prefer to go to local places like Rouse's that they tend to have a higher quality product than say like a Walmart. Walmart is big commodities. They buy in big batches. Not to say that they don't have good stuff, but you really have to read the labels. We buy our meats from a place out of New York City, to be honest with you, because it's all natural. It doesn't have the preservatives. It's antibiotic free, hormone free, and you can find that stuff at Whole Foods. You just you're going to pay more for it. Food is expensive these days. I don't know if you guys have picked up on that or not, but if you're wanting that quality product, you're certainly going to have to pay for it. That's for sure. And you're going to have to go to the bougie places like Whole Foods to be able to have access to it.
Chef, what is your favorite healthy dip? Is there such a thing that where a dip? Because a lot of people don't even realize when you're eating ranch or you're eating some Chick-fil-A sauce, whatever it might be, it's you don't really count on that when you're eating that being part of your calories, but it obviously is. Is there something that
definitely is?
Yes. Is there something that you could say, okay, this is actually maybe a good alternative?
So what we do here is we take ranch dressing and we make it ourselves, and we use, instead of using the packets, which have a lot of MSG and a lot of preservatives in it, we actually make our own we buy dehydrated vegetables, we buy dehydrated tomatoes, we buy dehydrated onions, dehydrated leeks, dehydrated garlic, and so we actually make our own ranch, and we use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream or mayonnaise as much. Now, we will put some sour cream or some mayonnaise into it, but only enough to give it the body that you're looking for. And it's not you know, the buzzwords of fat-free and, you know, like all that stuff is kind of buzzy. It's just healthier for you, right? It's not as bad as what the stuff that comes out of the bottle that you know, whatever your brand name is. It's going to be healthier because it doesn't have as much. But, I mean, here's the thing, Jake. I believe in moderation, right?
Right.
If you're ingesting fats and all that stuff, as long as you're burning it off during the day, it's not unhealthy. It's not as unhealthy as it is when you eat it and then you just go sit and let it sit. And if you don't burn it, it settles and it oxidizes it and becomes something not good for you.
All right, Chef. Last question from me here. These guys are getting tired of hearing me talk about this, but right now, the Tour de France is going on. All right, but you cook, you prepare food for athletes, and I'm sure you've dealt with this probably with cross-country runners or endurance athletes before. These guys, in one stage, in one day, they're losing between 8,000 and 10,000, burning 8,000 to 10,000 calories per day. Hey, have you ever cooked for athletes where it's just like, man, I got to get fat in these people, I got to get calories? And how do you healthily do that without just like absolutely destroying somebody's stomach and digestive system?
Honestly, a lot of that's coming from carbs and proteins. I mean, when you want to get, and some in fat has the most calories, I believe. But realistically, that's also where the dietitians come in. We make the food available. The dietitians tell them what they need. Mm-hmm. But I mean, if you think about those long distance, you know, some of ours are swimmers, some of them are track, some of them are, you know, cross country, but all of them ingest tons of carbs on those load up days. And, you know, like a carb, it has to be processed in the body. And so it's going to spike, but it's going to burn off a lot slower than say, you know, like sugar in a packet. The same spike will happen, but the burn and the fall is what it makes the difference. Right. And so those carbs you get them into the body and they start breaking down, and depending on how they come to you, that depends on how they're digested and absorbed into your body. And so, you know, fiber from fruits help that with the absorption of sugar, and in carbohydrates in particular. You know, it's going to have a longer burn that allows you to have that amount of energy for a longer amount of time. And we have kids here that burn 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 calories, and you'd be surprised. Yeah. It's not always the long distance runners. So as it goes with calories, the larger the human is, the more calories it takes to burn X amount of energy, right? So if we have an O lineman or a D lineman or somebody that's just a large framed body, you know, like for them to take 10 steps, it may require them, and is almost certainly going to require them more caloric burn to take those 10 steps than say like, you know, a 95-pound gymnast who moves lighter and has a smaller body frame and doesn't have as much mass.
All right, there he is, the best in the business.
The GOAT.
LSU Executive Chef Michael Johnson. Chef, we appreciate it. As always, sir, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll catch up again with you next week.
Take care, fellas.
All right, we will take a break. How about that tomato answer?
That was unbelievable.
I mean, that was a great question because it was like, you know, kind of, you know, funny because
fruit or vegetable
made me laugh, but he gave like a 3-minute answer.
What was the kind of gas?
Ethanol.
Ethanol gas.
He kept saying stuff, and I was like, what?
Do y'all put y'all's tomatoes in the fridge?
No.
Okay, I was like,
only if it's a cut tomato.
Yeah, as soon as
that
you cut
makes
it,
sense.
we put it in the fridge.
Yeah, but like
Sour sauce,
regular.
no, cut it, fridge.
Yeah.
In
but like a whole
Ziploc.
tomato, you just leave it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about apples? Y'all put apples in the fridge?
No.
No.
I put apples in the fridge.
I do.
I do.
Yeah.
That's not what I didn't used to do it. We do it now. It's great.
I put apples
They
in the
stay
fridge.
forever.
No. Whenever we have like tomatoes out and Harlow wants an apple, she keeps pointing to the tomato. I was like, apple. I'm like, it's not an apple. It's not an apple.
Somebody was asking.
Give it to her. She'll stop pointing at it.
No, she'll eat it.
Somebody was asking, how do you ripen your avocado fast? Like, I know the way we do it. You put it like in a brown bag with like a banana.
Oh, yeah.
Chef has actually mentioned a banana with an avocado on this show. Yep.
See this?
You're on fire today.
Not just a neck ornament, buddy. Let's go to break here. Off the bench, 104.5 ESPN.
All right.
Who is this?
Off the bench.
Not
good
Flynn
energy
sending
today.
it to break.
Yeah, it's good energy today.
He's going to bring us back in as well. Go to BoudreauxElectrical.com. Boudreaux's Electrical. Get that free Generac whole home generator. Quote, more power, more protection with Boudreaux's. If you want to give them a call, have that conversation on the North Shore, it is 985-397-1562. In the greater Baton Rouge area, it is 225-300-9389. Schedule today. Storm season is a-coming. It is heating up in the Gulf of America. Be prepared with BoudreauxElectrical.com.
Man, you said it. That Gulf is about to get active. We're just like right at the beginning of it too. So at least a couple of weeks away from it really, really getting active. So give them a call today. See if they can help you. See how they can help you. What they do, who they are. Be the envy of the neighborhood. When that happens, you know it's coming. The power is going to go out in your neighborhood at some point. Be the envy. Be the house with the lights on, with your refrigerator running. Call them today. Go visit them. BoudreauxElectrical.com.
Lucy Lou, with my girl Drew, Cameron D and Destiny, Charlie's Angels, come on. Bring it. Question, tell me.
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
When it's all over, please get up and leave. Question, tell me how you feel about this. Try to control me.
Go ahead, Matt, because I know you want to. Give the update.
What? Tour de France? It's an electric race today.
Tour de France.
Le Tour.
Tour de France.
We just gave the update. The Tour
Say it
de
right.
France.
I like the
Tour de France.
I like the France way.
No, I need you to say it right.
Le Tour
De France.
There you go. That's good.
like that?
That's good.
Okay, so I just told y'all we had an American. We had an American in the breakaway. 8 people. That breakaway
Quinn Simmons.
is gone kaput. Okay, we had one guy. His name's Ben Healy. He's an Irish rider.
Okay.
He attacked. And they were on a mountain or a hill, a pretty big incline, and he attacked. So he's leading by himself right now. But our guy Quinn, American, he's one of 2 people that are chasing him down. So the rest of the 5 that was in that breakaway, they have fallen back. They're like a minute and a half, 2 minutes behind.
Yeah.
We're about 45 seconds behind the leader.
I
But
thought they were 4 minutes behind.
no, I'm talking about our 2 guys.
Oh,
our
our
American,
guys.
the group
Okay.
of 2 is about 45 seconds
Okay,
behind
okay,
the
okay.
solo leader.
Yes.
Okay. Now the peloton, I think this might be a breakaway day today. So it's going to be 2 people drafting off each other, working together to try to catch the leader. And
Okay.
see who's the best. So we'll see.
Should they just let him, the leader, like wear himself out, or should they try to catch up with him?
There's only like 16 miles left. So
Only 16 miles.
only like
It's
16
crazy.
miles. So no, they're going to try to catch him.
16
Okay.
miles.
So if they do catch him with like a couple miles left or whatever it is, like they'll all 3 at
Go
that
ham.
point. They'll all 3 at that point probably work together.
Oh, okay. Because it's the same time, right?
Yeah.
Like they all
Well,
get the
they'll
same
probably
time.
work together until somebody gets the energy and has the energy to attack.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see if they can catch him. He's wearing the stars and stripes right now.
Hell yeah.
He's wearing a beautiful ginger mullet,
Hell yeah.
a beautiful ginger Fu Manchu. See that?
I love it.
He's got good energy too. He's like us. He's like OTB right now. Great energy this morning.
True.
You better have some good energy when you got 16 miles left.
13.3 miles.
Oh, dude, they're almost done.
They're basically almost done. We might be done.
Is this up a mountain?
They're kind of. It looks like they're flat right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be honest, like the part to me that seems like it would be the hardest was staying in that position on that bike.
Yeah.
Like hunched over.
Oh, I asked yesterday, but you didn't answer. Do they get to wear headphones and listen to music, or are
so
they
they-
raw dogging?
I hope
it's
not.
not a raw dog. I don't think they're
you
listening to
imagine?
music. So they're all they have
Toms?
heads. They have
head-
comms on, and their
Oh,
coach
okay.
is talking to them.
Oh.
Like, okay, you're a minute behind. You're a
Yeah.
minute behind. You got to push.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
an F1 NASCAR driver, like they can hear their.
I'm telling you, just
their
go,
chief.
go watch the documentary. You'll be in.
Okay, I'll
You'll
watch
be
it.
into it, and you'll
I
see
actually probably
the
will
coaches
watch
are in
the
the
doc.
cars, like on the road with them,
Yeah.
and they're talking to him. He's like, "Let's go, 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 go."
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna make me tune in.
Go watch your football with their kits
And a pitch
and the pitch
and boots.
and boots.
I hate out of
I
all
hate
of them,
all
I
that.
hate Boots more.
I know.
Like Boots is the worst one to me.
It's a shoe.
It's a
It's a
cleat.
cleat, actually,
It's a shoe with cleats on it.
which is called a cleat.
Yeah. You're
I
right.
don't like Gaffer. Don't like Gaffer at all.
What is Gaffer?
What is Gaffer?
The
again?
coach.
That's dumb.
That is dumb.
Right.
So dumb.
That's objectively dumb.
Because Gaffer, like, I'm gonna
The
think you're
interim
doing
coach
something
is called
wrong.
a caretaker.
The what? The interim?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that better. Than,
Caretaker makes sense
Gaffer.
though, because you're taking care of the team
Yeah.
while the
Yeah.
yeah.
Although in those accents when they say Gaffer, It is kind of cool.
Say it.
Gaffer.
They're like, hey, it's the gaffer.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Hey, bro.
That went Australian quick. You
Hey,
doing an Outback commercial?
You sound like you
On the
from London.
Barbie.
Okay. Let's.
So
let's
since we
relax here.
skipped big deal or no big deal.
We did. That's my bad.
No, it's fine. My big deal or no big deal, real quick, just to slide this in here real fast, was going to be DJ LeMahieu. He got DFA'd by the Yankees.
I know.
If you listen to AFR, I talked about this a little bit on Monday.
Yeah.
Yankees were on the market for a third baseman. Jazz sliding back to second base.
Right.
I told y'all, DJ's been riddled with injuries and just a 266 batting average in 45 games. And I was telling y'all earlier, fever dream scenario, Breggy.
Yeah. Would the Red Sox make that trade though?
No, they would
to
not.
their
They would not.
bitter
No.
rival.
They 100% would not, but I mean, I don't know. They're still talking about the extension. If the extension doesn't work out, they might he might request a trade or have to trade him. But they, like I was also saying to y'all earlier, that they just traded Devers to San Francisco. San Francisco has to pay his Red Sox contract out.
Right.
So that frees up a lot of money for the Red Sox that they might be able to pay Breggy with that. But I know the Tigers are interested in him. So
when we did our little station survey, like the former LSU athlete with the most surprising success in his pro career, I went with DJ.
That's a good one. That was what I was thinking too, because
he was good. He was solid at LSU, but like he was like never like even the best player on his team.
Right.
And then he turned into winning a batting title in each league.
Yeah. DJ did awesome in the
He was,
league. So
like-
it's just
He's
kind
had a
of
hell of a
sucks.
career.
That,
He was a second round pick, which is high, but quietly, like you
That's
mentioned.
what I'm saying. Like it was
everybody
like a very,
talks about like
Nobody thought he
Bregman,
would
all
lead
these
both
guys.
leagues in batting average.
Right.
Though.
Yeah, it was a quiet but solid major league career that he has still. I mean, DFA'd.
I know.
So
and he is 37 years old.
He's 37?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He's
dude, yeah, he left
37.
LSU.
I did not realize he was close
He
to
left
our age.
LSU 09, I think.
Yeah.
09, 2010.
Was he
was
in
So we were in
LSU.
school with
Was he
him.
in school with
We
us?
didn't really know the baseball guys.
We didn't know the baseball
Yeah, he
guys
was in-
at all.
he was
when
in
we
school
were
with y'all
school.
because he
I
was
don't-
Yeah, I guess he would have been.
They were so jealous of us.
I don't remember. I remember the guys that played football and baseball, obviously, and then Jordan Mayer might have been the only one that I remember. And the only reason I knew Jordan is because we played travel ball growing up together. He was from Alexandria.
Who was the left-handed pitcher? I knew him. Dirks?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Bentley?
Good. Yeah, Bentley.
So
Clay
Smith?
Dirks. Clay Dirks.
Smith? Yeah.
He was drafted in 09. So yeah, he was
Wow.
in school with y'all.
Definitely didn't know that.
To be clear, I don't think the Red Sox will trade Alex Bregman, but the trade deadline is coming up on the 31st, and if extension talks fail, they're gonna have to. You got to pay Breggy.
Yep. All right.
Hey,
And
that
we
man
have
has
to
money.
go to break and finish it up with Ask the Bench.
Off the bench.
All right, go to Rouses.com. Big weekend over at Rouses. It is their 65th anniversary, and they are celebrating at all locations Saturday, July the 12th, this Saturday, 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. They're going to have tastings, a bunch of different stuff going on at every location to celebrate those 65 years. And so we always encourage you, go to Rouses.com, click on that weekly ad. It will tell you exactly what they've got going on. They got specials on pork chops, chicken drumsticks, vegetable oil, yellow onions, all that going on right now. Rouses.com.
Yeah, I think when we think of like just making a grocery run, we don't ever really think about going to the website or checking them out on social media. But like that's where you want to go to see what kind of specials. You can get coupons there. You can see what's new, the events that they're having. Like it's not just the normal grocery store. We're talking about a local establishment. Rouse's Market, Rouses.com.
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
At first we started at recruit.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. When's the last time you ran as fast as you could?
Ooh,
That's a really good question.
yeah, I don't think I've ever gone like
Been a while.
100% in a while.
Been a long time. Years.
I've hit like 80, 85, but not.
I was at the Cotton Bowl this year, and
Oh, yeah.
our Sirius XM team did the when have you ever seen your coworker full speed sprint type deal? And I gave about 15 yards. We're inside of a hotel, so because it was snowing, so it was kind of difficult. But
Use that ballroom. Hell yeah.
yeah,
We were on a trip in Portugal for my brother-in-law's wedding. And so the whole family's there, my wife's side, and we were out in the town. We had drinking quite a bit. And my brother-in-law challenged me to a race down the streets in this town in Portugal. I whipped that ass. Still got it.
Racing in
Still
Portugal.
got it. But I think if I did
I
it,
love
just like go out there now, I'd rip 3 hamstrings.
So this year, our SiriusXM thing is going to be, in Atlanta, the Freeze, the guy for the Braves.
Oh, yeah.
You get the head start. He tries to
Yeah.
catch you.
A girl beat him the other day.
She had technique.
Yeah.
We can talk about that tomorrow. So they want
break
one
it
of
down.
us, like former athletes, to be the Freeze and our coworkers to get the head start
Yeah.
and see if we can catch them.
Yeah.
I'm okay being the Freeze. I'm just not getting in the costume.
No.
I don't know how that would look.
Only one way to
you
find
should.
out.
You have to get in the costume.
Only one way to find out how it
Getting
looks.
in the costume.
I ain't scared.
Ain't scared.
Do it. You want to get in on that competition?
Stuff it.
I'll give you a head start.
I w-
I'll give you 10 yards. See you tomorrow.
Off the bench.
All right, go to yourgoodwood.com. Yourgoodwood.com is the website for Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. On the website, you can get your consultation booked. You can find a list of services they can help you out with. You can find some pricing options as well on the homepage. We always tell you, why not go find out for yourself? Why not go have the conversation? Do not live life with fear or embarrassment. You have someone that can help you get to the bottom of it and help you start to feel like your youthful self. Go schedule today. That is yourgoodwood.com.
We are all human. We all have problems. We all have things that go wrong. Sometimes our bodies start to fail us a little bit, especially as we get older. Well, there's fixes for that. There's people, there's experts that can help you overcome any of that. Go see their list of services, their pricing. You can set up on monthly services for as low as $125 a month. Are you kidding me? Yourgoodwood.com.